This is the S&P 500 SPDR ETF SPY one-day reading for March 21st, 2025. Currently, it's March 12th, 2025, 9:14 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading, $558.87 USD. And the shuffle video for the March 21st reading was created on February 21st, 2025 at 8:22 p.m. Eastern Time. What I'm going to cover in this video is the overall trend direction and chart behavior for the day. I'll give you chart behavior and timing for the day's highest high, the day's lowest low, and the best trades. And I'll even get into the hour-by-hour sequence of chart events. It's important to understand, in most cases, the timing will be on point to the hour. There will be cases, though, plenty of them, where you're going to need to give it plus or minus an hour or two of wiggle room. The timing is secondary to the sequence of chart events. That's the main purpose of the prediction, is to outline the sequence of chart events, timing secondary. So really, you shouldn't trade this information, guys. This should be for entertainment purposes only. If you insist on trading this info, you must have access to our early access subscription, which gives you the live Discord trade alerts for day trading and swing trading SPY. Super underpriced. I'm going to show you guys how to get that at the end of the video. I made back what the monthly subscription fee is on that. I made it back in one day times 12, like twice. I did it this week and I did it a couple of times last week, actually. All right, so before we get into that, let's make sure you're aware of the whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. You do that by following through on the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders. 5% of all profits should be donated forward to one of these charities, effectively transmuting the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill and maintaining the flow of abundance through the universe. 5% of all profits should be donated back to the channel to say thank you. It's also a way to focus on gratitude, and gratitude begets more gratitude, my friends. That leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow through on those rules, that rule of karma, universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Not to mention, I'll definitely be contacting you if you're somebody who regularly follows through on that, because you're the type of person I want to know. Somebody with integrity. So blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get into it. All right, so nullified devil card, another pretty tricky card to indicate when indicating overall trend direction. Often it's to the downside in cases where it's indicating trend direction, but it is tricky, especially when nullified. So we'll look at that in more detail as we progress. Behavior around the highest side, we have a sideways S formation within a channel. So we should meet resistance, decline from that resistance to meet support, reverse and retrace all the way back to that original resistance, and then reverse and retrace all the way back to support, creating a sideways S within a channel. Usually what that means is that you'll see the high twice. Behavior around the lowest low, a double nullified completion card. So usually what the completion card in the low significator position indicates is that the low for the day is within close time proximity to the high for the day. Not always. It can mean that there's just a rally that turns over, creating a crest near the low, which might indicate that we come out of the low and then the rally turns over and come back down. Hard to say. There's a few possibilities, but we'll look at it as we progress through this reading in more detail. I'm advised to trade around a decline off of a peak through multiple support levels. In the pre-market, we've got out of a decline, a big move from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of a range. This will be a notable reversal that'll stand out. And then that move to the upside takes us into the open, and we create a high at the open, and then a crest that turns over there in the first half hour, breaking down to and through support, and then we do a U-shaped reversal below that support, that price level that was support, break through it to the upside, and then reuse it as support, and sideways rotation between roughly 10 and 11 with a big move higher, taking us into a key technical price level at a high there. Just after 10 o'clock, most likely. It will break through it most likely momentarily, and this will be key technical price level on a one-year chart scale. There's likely to be a really sharp drop here. There's likely to be a really sharp drop into a day's low around 11 o'clock, and then out of that low, a big move to the upside, pushing the upper end of a range higher, not necessarily taking us to a new high for the day. That's a bit hard to determine. But in real time, in the real-time Discord trade alerts, I'll likely know in real time what's going on there. Either way, pushing the upper end of a range higher turns into a decline between roughly 12 and 1. out of that decline between 12 and 1, another move to the upside into key technical, or into an important trend line between roughly 1 and 2, where we poke through that trend line 3 times, followed by a sharp drop off of that third poke. Excuse me. And then we've got a rally into key resistance between roughly 2 and 3. From that resistance, we break down with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. And then it looks like there's a U-shaped dip taking us back into a high. So it might be that we're rallying into a high there between roughly 2 and 330. And then we decline from that with a U-shaped dip and then return to the high at the close, it looks like. Yeah, and it looks like we end at highs or near highs there on the 21st. Yeah, there's a really sharp drop here, guys, so be careful. What I would do, you could play a bunch of different trades here, guys, but I would look for this move out of the open into a high for the day thus far. If we meet a high for the day at the open, I would open up a partial, but what I'm really looking for is this important technical price level, probably just after 10 o'clock, after we have a crest that turns over, or maybe it's the crest is here with this price level. Either way, just after 10 o'clock, there should be an important technical price level on a one-year chart scale that would break through momentarily. That's where I would add to the short position, and I would look to close out of the short position after a sharp drop to the downside there, probably with a low for the day around 11 o'clock. Now, if that low, that sharp drop doesn't transpire, then what I want to do is use the backup exit here between roughly 12 and 1. If that doesn't work, there's likely to be a backup exit on the 24th. But another trade that I'd want to do is with this decline here between roughly 12 and 1, I would open up a long position for a day trade and close that long position when we come to highs at the end of the day. Either close out of there in the last hour or risk waiting till the close, or we most likely have a high. But I would try and get out of that long for a day trade. If backup exits, rule of thumb, should only be used as backups. You never wait from always with SO meta-analysis. Take that first exit, take the profits, and reposition yourself for another promising trade. And that's SPY for March 24th, 2025. My friends, do not trade this information alone. This is for entertainment purposes only, to give you a guide to our expectations of the chart behavior and prove to you that extrasensory perception can be used practically and that it exists and can be used practically in the real world. But if you're serious about trading this information, you must have access to our early access Discord trade alerts. You go to our website, Tarot for Traders. Hover over order now, click on subscriptions. Early access subscription is our intro subscription. It's significantly underpriced for what it's offering. We have it low priced like that to give people an easy intro into our services. It's really probably the most valuable of everything because of the day trades that are in there. But either way, it's $100 a month. I made that back times 40 in the last 2 weeks, So it gives you access not only to the day trade Discord trade alerts, but also the swing trade alerts. It gives you access to the live stream questions channel where people put questions all week long, and then on the next live stream I answer those questions. It gives you all this content before it comes out on YouTube, comes out here on this Discord channel. SPY trade alerts, SPY chat where you can ask questions at any time, and then the SPY videos, the full videos with the prediction, the timing of the highest highs, the lowest lows, and all that stuff coming out early ahead of it coming out in public. This April reading is already out. This April reading won't come out until the 21st of March on public YouTube, just to give you an idea. So all that stuff for $100 a month, guys. Great way to support the channel. Much love and appreciation to everybody that does that. Guys, scoop up this price while it lasts. We're going to raise this price. It's just too underpriced. I'm sorry, it is. We're going to raise this price So if you get it at this price before it's raised, congrats to you, because you'll have that price until for the lifetime of your subscription. Much love and appreciation. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next.